Hello, everyone. Guess what day is it? It is Thanksgiving Thursday, right here on the Question Live Show with your host, Verona Willis-Brown. Of course, that's me. Yes. So we are here another Thursday, and we are closing out June. Closing out June just right with some history lesson and with some titles and all that good stuff. That is how we are going to close June. So if you are out there and you're having a lovely summer day, please, by all means, enjoy on my behalf. Summer is my season. I look forward for summer. I love when summer comes. All the chirping birds, all the sunshine, all that good stuff. So that's about me. Yeah. So if summer is your season, let me know that I am not alone out there loving summer. Right. So June is over. June is over. And I thank everyone who tune in weekly, 1 time, 2 times, 3 times. It doesn't matter. I love when you show up every single time. Whether you watch these episodes on repeat or whether you watch them in the live, I appreciate each and every one of you. Yes, I do. If there's no you, there is no me. And if there's no me, there is no you. So tonight we are going to have a blast. Yes, we are going to have a lovely time tonight because I have 2 guests coming on and am I ready for them? I hope you are ready for them. So if you're ready, then let me know. Type it in the chat that you are ready. Because if you are ready, then we are ready because we are going to go. But before we start the show, we do have house rules here. Absolutely. Yes. 1, 2, 3, 3.5, or maybe 4 house rules. If this is your first time, you don't know the rules. So sit back and let me tell you them. If this is not your first time, then you know them, that maybe you can repeat them. The first one, if you are seeing that word live, if you're in YouTube and you're seeing live, or if you're on Facebook and you're seeing live, you are in the live audience. And what do we do when we're in the live audience? We share, and we invite someone else to come into the live audience so we can be together. Absolutely, we can be together in the live audience. And 2, have yourself a pen. Have yourself a piece of paper or a notebook, because we drop juicy contents and golden nuggets here. And I would like for you to write them down, because when you write things down, they become more real. Absolutely, they become more real to you. So write them down so you don't miss it, unless you're going to have to watch these episodes over and over and over again. That's 2. 3, you know it. Grab yourself something to drink. Yes, grab yourself something to drink. I don't know what is it that you drink. Maybe it is water, maybe it is wine, maybe it is tea, juice, soda, whatever it is. Me, I drink water, but guess what? Jesus turned water into wine, so you never know what will happen to my water. So whatever it is that you drink, please go ahead. Why I told you that? Because I am the host. I'm going to do most of the talking. I need for you to drink on behalf of me, and I need you to hydrate. So guess what? Water is good. So with that said, I already got a little quench of my water. And with that said, we're going to roll right into tonight's episode. So if you're ready, let me know you're ready by typing in, rule number 4, 3.5. If you need to use the bathroom, go now and then come back, because your seat will be reserved waiting for you. We won't take up your seat. We're going to have it right here. When you do that, then we roll in the show. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 seconds, go. So here we are. If you're already, type in the chat that you are ready. Right, here we go. So we have Cheryl again. Cheryl, welcome back to another live episode of the Question Live Show. She's ready. So guess what? We are ready. So tonight, we have two guests tonight. And that's how we close it out June. Tonight, my very first guest is my sister. Come in. And I'll let her tell you where she's tuning in from. Because we are going to talk about a few things here. Maybe they're golden nuggets. I don't know. I allow her to do such. So my very first guest is coming on right on up. My sister Iselyn.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello. Hello.
How are you? How are you?
That is always my question. My question is always how are you doing truthfully?
I'm doing fabulous. Absolutely fabulous.
Hello. Hey. Yes, she's doing fabulous. I like when you're doing fabulous because then I'm fabulous, we fabulous together. No worries. Fam. We good. So welcome to the Question Live Show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yes. So guess what we are going to do? We're going to ask you to tell us where you're tuning in from and give us a little bit about who Iselyn is.
Okay, I am tuning in from Beaufort, South Carolina. My name is Iselyn Hamilton-Austin. I am a pediatric nurse practitioner and a children's book author, grandmother of 2 3-year-old twins, and a mom of 2 amazing adults. So thank you for having me.
Oh boy. She is a grandma of 3? 2?
2 twins. 2 3-year-old twins.
Girl twins?
A boy and a girl.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. That's it. Listen, that's double love right there.
It is. It's double the trouble too. But
I was trying not to say that.
Hey, I'm keeping it real.
Yeah, that's what we do on the show here. We keep things real.
Keeping it real. Keeping it real.
That's what we do. Oh my goodness. Double love, double trouble, double everything, double expense, double.
Yeah, absolutely.
All the best on that level.
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
So congratulations in that area as well as congratulations on your book.
Thank you. Yes, they were actually the motivation for me writing the book. I have 3 books, but the first one I wrote in a series was about them. The book it's called Mimi, Mima, Yaya, Gaga, Nana, Granny, Big Mama, and Me. And when I first wrote the book, I had it as the Mimi and Me series. But then I was like, well, everybody doesn't call their grandmother Mimi. So hence the longer title to encompass some other names that people call their grandmothers. But the book is a multicultural approach, and each page, the different nationality of grandmother and fun stuff they do with their grandchildren. So like going to the park, having a picnic, riding a bike, baking cookies, all that good stuff.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
So before we go any further, let me. This is the book, audience.
Yeah, that's it.
That is the book. And listen, I saw all those names up there.
Yeah.
And I just want to take all of them and just put them into the name that we know. Grandma,
yes.
Granny.
Yes.
Grandmother.
Yes, absolutely.
Like where we get all these fancy names from, I don't know. So let me just dive right in there. Like, how, where, why, who?
Well, you know,
name Mimi, because your name is
I'm Mimi. My daughter's mother-in-law, these are my first grandkids, my only grandkids actually, and she has other grandkids, and they call her grandma. So we had to think of a name for them to call me because she's grandma, and it was going to be confusing. So I just picked Mimi. Short and easy.
Oh my God! Listen,
I could be differentiated. So
you grandma and you Mimi.
Because then we would have to be like Grandma Iselyn versus Grandma, her name, Frederica. And I was like, no, we'll just be Mimi. They like it. I like it's a ring to it. I like the ring.
Audience, help me out.
Except for when they're like 20,000 times a day in double unison. Mimi, Mimi, yes. And that's exactly how it sounds. Mimi, 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 Mimi. I'm like, oh, I should have picked a different name.
Audience, please come and get me. I'm trying to gather this around in my head, like Mimi, and I'm like, because you just said that, and audience, and I mean, if you're new, you're gonna see me keep on bopping my head. I'm writing because, like I said, get your pen and you're writing stuff. And if you don't have writing stuff, use your devices because each device got a notepad. Okay, I forgot to tell you that. But if you're gonna see me doing this, you're gonna see me just like bopping my head because I'm taking notes. I'm taking notes because this is how I have to construct myself. I have to be taking notes. You have Mimi, and I'm trying to see because you just explained why your name is Mimi.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just trying to see why so many people using different names.
It depends. Like there's another lady at my job. Her granddaughter calls her Yaya, which is why I put that in there as well. It's like a lot of families have different names for their grandmothers depending on their cultures and traditions. And so that's how I ended up with so many different names on there. You know, back in the day, we used to call the grandmother Big Mama. So that's how I got the Big Mama name. That's what old Southern grandmothers used to be called, Big Mama.
Can somebody come and get me?
So
I don't told you June is gonna go somewhere I told you I'm going on June some kind of way because somebody needs to get me right now because all I know is you name grandma, you name granny.
Not these days, you know, being a grandmother, it's evolved. Because look at the grandmothers now. Like the old grandmothers they didn't work. Grandma was always home, cooking, cleaning, taking care of the kids. Now grandmothers got jobs. So when they get off on the weekend, they're not trying to keep no grandkids all weekend. They tired. So it's been an evolution. It's evolved.
I think you're missing a name though. I think you're missing a title.
Which one?
GlamMa, because I heard
GlamMa. I've heard GlamMa, but I didn't put that in my book.
Mm-mm. I heard GlamMa, and I'm like, what is GlamMa?
A glamorous grandmother.
Oh.
That's what that is. It's a glamorous grandmother. Okay. Someone who doesn't want to be called grandma because they think the title is too old for them. So that's how they came up with GlamMa for a glamorous grandmother because I'm too young to be called grandma.
Oh.
I'm telling you that was the explanation I got. The depiction of being called a grandmother is like in their head is a picture of somebody who's an old elderly grandmother, and they didn't want to be depicted as that. So hence the new term GlamMa.
And they glamorous, so they put
glamorous grandmother.
Oh,
I'm gonna stick with Mimi.
I think if we just use grandma or grandmother, I would just say grandmother because. Grandmother, just the word grand alone, let me feel so high.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a higher position. Like I'm way up there. So I think I'll just stay with grandmother. Just call me grandmother. I just went another level of motherhood.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah. So I think I listen, audience. Whatever name you have for your grandmother, please put it in the comment section so we can know what you call your grandmother out there. Because we going in this here tonight. I just stay with my grandmother. That's that grandmother.
I called my grandmother grandma.
Grandma.
Mm-hmm.
Right, because there's something about that grand.
Mm-hmm. That's what she was, but.
Yeah, there's something about that grand. Audience, let me know what you think, what your name is. Oh, okay. And audience, if you do have questions, please put them in the chat so we can roll right into our question as well. Now, your grandmother. Oh, well, you're Mimi.
I'm Mimi. I'm still a grandmother, but I'm Mimi.
Okay, so I'm gonna just go with my grandmother titles. You are just grandmother.
Mm-hmm.
What are some of the lessons that your grandmother taught you that your mother didn't?
That my mother didn't.
Yes.
My grandmother taught me how to be resilient and to never give up my dreams. My grandparents were farmers. And so every summer we had to go south because I grew up in Brooklyn, New York, to help them get their crops out for the fall. So we had to get up early every day. Like we farmed tobacco, you name it, they farmed it. And so she would get up for all these grandkids she had, and we had to go work. So she taught us work ethics. She taught us, it was a lot of us, and so she taught us how to get along. Like me and my cousins, we're like more like brothers and sisters because we all grew up together. She taught us about negotiating conflicts, because when you have all those kids, my grandmother had like 6 kids, and all of her kids would bring all of their kids to the farm for the summer. And she didn't have a big house. So she had all these children in her little 3-bedroom house, and we had to learn how to get along. So you learn conflict resolution. She was a very spiritual woman, so we always had to go to church. We learned how to pray. We learned how to work and work hard. And she taught us never to give up on your dreams. And the one thing she taught all of us that I think has impacted us the most is always strive to have your own. You work hard for what you have, and no one can ever take that from you. So she used to be like, I don't care if you're the person who's the janitor in the school, you better be the best janitor there is. Take pride in who you are and what you do.
Yes, ma'am.
So yeah, that was a great lesson. And to be honest with you, all of the kids in my age group, and then even my nieces and nephews, are all pretty successful. So she would be so proud of her family if she was here today.
Wow.
Yeah, she would be.
And that's the thing. That's a key. That's a key. Take heed.
Take
heed. And children out there, if you're watching this, youth, if you're out there and you're watching this, when we are telling you things, it's not because we want to talk and use up our oxygen level. We could just reserve our oxygen level. We are telling you these things because it is important. It is vital. We're just asking you nicely to just take heed, because you're going to benefit in the long run. You see right here, this is a product of someone who listened.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a nurse practitioner, I'm a children's book author. I never let people tell me I can't do something, because my grandmother always like, you can do anything you want. So yeah, when I look at my cousins, I'm like, I'm so proud of my family. Wow. So proud. Mm-hmm.
There you go. I love it. Love it. So audience, here we go. That was one book. Now, what are the other books that you wrote?
So I have, the second book it's called Christmas with Mimi Yaya. So the first book came out in October. That one came out in November because it was the Christmas version of the grandmother book. The third book is called Different Than Me, and it's about kids who are in families that they are of different nationalities of. So it teaches acceptance, and it teaches to accept different races and different people, and that you can love someone even if they're not from your culture, your tradition, or your race.
Oh, I like that word, acceptance.
Oh yeah.
Acceptance. Let's talk about acceptance, because acceptance is a very important word here. And first of all, we are having a conflict with ourselves. I think a lot of people are having this conflict where they don't accept themselves.
Yes, I agree with you on that.
This is where it starts. This is where this word needs to start. Self-acceptance. You don't need to be accepted over there before you can be accepted right here.
Exactly.
You will need to accept this before you can say, let me see who's going to accept me in their group.
Mm-hmm.
I share the story. I have my daughter, and I remember when she was in pre-K, my daughter came home crying. And I was wondering what happened in pre-K today. How was school? I thought you liked school. And she came home and she said she don't want to go back to school the next day. Oh, why is this? Because now, mommy, I'm going to go in mommy mode.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, oh, and she called the names of the children. They don't want me in their group. And I said, why would they not want you in their group? Because she was too pretty.
Okay. Alrighty then.
She was too pretty to be in their group. At 4. At age 4.
Mm-hmm.
But she accepted herself because she already told her she was pretty before she got to school.
Mm-hmm.
So, but she really wanted to be with them. Like, hey, I just want to be accepted in your group. Why you gotta click at age 4?
Right.
Why?
Which means, what are you being taught at home?
What is going on at home?
Yeah.
And then literally in pre-K.
Of a 4-year-old. Of a 4-year-old, yeah.
A bunch of 4-year-old girls have a clique. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to school with you the next day. I want to see these girls. Like, I really want to see who they are. Why they think that you are too pretty to be in their group. Because she knew she was pretty.
Mm.
She knew. She accepted that, like, hey, I'm pretty. But why you don't want me in your group? And I
Right.
really went to the school to see who these girls are. And I'm like, okay, never mind. We're not gonna discuss this, but she's gonna be right here in this class no matter what you say. She don't have to be in your group. That's okay.
Right.
And it just happened that two of those girls literally live on the same street with us, and I had no idea. And I'm like, okay, that's how that's gonna go. So you are a nurse practitioner. So what inspired you to become a nurse practitioner?
Actually, I've been in the nursing field for 42 years. I started out as a practical nurse in high school, and then I went on to get my RN, associate, and bachelor's. I was working, I was a charge nurse in a newborn nursery at the hospital I worked in when I lived in Florida. And one of the pediatricians there was like, you should go to school to be a nurse practitioner, because they used to go out on their boats on the weekends, and I used to discharge their patients and write out their orders for them. And I didn't even know what a nurse practitioner was until he told me. So I researched it, and I was like, hey, I could do this. And I went to school and did it.
Wow.
I actually love my job. I love what I do. It's so fun to see the kids. I see kids from birth to 18. So I get all facets of their growth, yes, all stages, everything. And I like all of it.
Oh my goodness. What has been one of your fondest moments?
What the most thing I like the most fun is the newborn visits. I love seeing the newborn babies because I like to look at their personalities and try to figure out what type of people they're going to be. Like the little cranky ones or the little fussy redheaded kids, like, and then to watch them grow, and they are usually exactly how I say they are. So I love that. That is like my most fun time.
Oh my gosh. And children, they have I think it was a show that says children have the darnest thing.
Yeah.
So give me one of your days.
Oh, so this is the funny. Children do say the darndest things. So I had this little boy, I think it was about 5 or 6. His mom had like 11 kids. So she decided she was going to homeschool the kids instead of sending them to like public school this one year. She came in, I always ask them about the education, like how's school, what are you guys doing? Are you reading? I always try to make sure they're on track for like where they're supposed to be. So she says, well, I'm homeschooling them now. The little boy said, yeah, and my dad says she shouldn't be because she's dumb as a box of rocks. I was like, okay then. Like, what do you say to that? So I was like,
that's
okay, yeah, well, okay then. And he said it with a straight face.
Yeah.
Like his dad had said it, and he would just repeat what his dad said.
Just bold.
Yeah, just and matter of fact, he was just sitting there like, and that would be that. I will never forget that. That was so funny. And she was so embarrassed. I was like, it's okay.
It's yeah, what do you say to a parent like that?
I didn't say a word. I said nothing. I just kept doing his physical thing like he didn't say it. I said nothing, absolutely nothing about that comment. I just let it go over my head.
Yeah, I would be just like,
Yeah, that's what I did. I was like, well, let's do your physical. Let's keep going. Here.
So today, yes, let's see how much you have grown.
That.
So you get to see birth to 18. So 18 is your pediatric year, pediatrics. Yeah, 18.
Yeah, after 18, you go see a big people doctor, not me. I was like, you're getting evicted today. This is your last time coming here. Go see the big people doctor. Yeah.
So what if you like a one baby? So you have one baby from birth to 18, a specific baby. Now, how have you watched that one child evolve? Have you seen that child evolve in a mental state of mind in such a way where you're like, yes?
Yeah, I have. When I was in Tampa, I have one family that the mom had like 9 kids. And I took care of all her kids until I moved here. And they're adults now. They're adults with their own kids. And so it is really, really cool to see them from when they're born up until them becoming adults, and to see like the phenomenal people they are. And it's really nice when I talk to them and they like post stuff about me on Facebook that says, she was a phenomenal pediatric provider, and I wish my kids could get the care that she gave me. So it is really a great feeling.
And I was
to
just
be
about
that
to ask you
invested
that.
in their lives. Yeah, because I'm invested in their lives. Like I get in with them. If you come and see me and I'm like, what were your grades? And you're like, you got a C. I'm like, well, you better see yourself to talking why. Because for me, they have to have A's and B's.
Yes,
I will only let them get a B in math. I'm a C in math. Other than that, no other class. There's nothing you can tell me that an excuse about why you didn't get more than a
see,
C.
me can do better.
Yes. So I don't just bring them in and check them from head to toe. I ask them about their lives, what they're doing. Do you work? Saving money if they're working. We talk about finances. We talk about what are you going to do for your future. You got to have a plan. So I make them, when they get into high school, I want to know what you're going to do when you graduate. And you need to research that now so you're not like in the 12th grade trying to figure out what you're going to do. No. And they know when they come and see me, I better be ready because I'm getting more questions and I'm just getting a checkup. This is really about my life.
You're like, never mind. This is.
Get girl, they be like, she like the mother. And I will call them. Like if you're failing the class, I call them. You got 2 weeks to get this grade up. I call and be like, I want to know what the grade is. I need you to fax it to my job. Like I don't play with them. I don't play with them.
Audience, please come and get me right now.
This world is too crazy for them not to be accountable to somebody. So,
all right,
if
so
I'm that person, that's good.
You serving 42 years. You look fabulous, sis.
Thank you. Thank you. I've been a nurse since I graduated from high school at 18, and I've been a nurse since then.
Good Lord, you look fabulous. 42
Thank you.
years, 42 years in the field.
I'll be 61 this month, actually. In July.
Excuse me.
July.
This is the time, everyone. This is the time right now.
I've been doing this a long time.
Yes, this is the time. Cheers. Cheers to you, sis. Cheers
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, my goodness. This is fabulous. See, I like to have fabulous people, so I feel more fabulous. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So, have you ever had any one of your patients become an adult and have children and came back to you, bring them back to you?
Yes, I have.
Recycle.
I have. Before I moved I live in South Carolina now, so before I moved here, I have. So yeah, and it's awesome. I'm telling you, it really is awesome that they had that much faith in me from when I took care of them to bring their children back to me. It's an amazing feeling. It is nice. It makes me feel old, but it is nice.
I think that is so beautiful. Like
it is.
Rinse and repeat.
It is. It's amazing.
I think that is so wonderful to know. Listen, my baby coming back to you, and you were the one that took care of me. Like,
yeah, it's a very humbling experience too. So it is. It's nice
just to watch like the offspring.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Like I don't even know how to celebrate you at this point.
I absolutely love it. It's a wonderful thing.
It shows on you.
Yeah, I love my job.
You're wearing it well.
Thank you.
You're wearing it well. Like I don't even know what else to ask you. Like what? Like I'm trying to write stuff down, and I'm like, wait, what? I'm trying to take notes, and I'm like, no, I'm just wanted to sit here, like let you just rub off. Like, whoa, you're just fabulous. Like audience, don't y'all agree with me? Because this is where, you see, this is where I'm going to go back to my work. This is where you need to use the title grand.
Yeah, true.
This is where you should not even try to diminish the word grand, because this right here is vital. This right here is a blessing. This right here, you're not going to see so often. Like this is once in a whatever time. You're going to see this rinse and repeat stuff. Like you're bringing your offspring to someone who took care of you. Grand? Oh, even the patient would have to call me grandmother. Woo! Yeah,
so I'll just have to change my title to Magnificent Mimi.
Something, I don't know, honey, but you can't just be Mimi, because Mimi sounds like Mimi. You can't just use Mimi. Not when you're serving for 42 years. Yeah. Not when you're repeating your blessing to the seed of the people you care for. Yeah. Not when you're accountable for someone. Not when you're sitting there accepting them for who they are. Not when you're doing this. You can't just be Mimi. No, sis. I'm not trying to take your title away from you. I'm just trying to add on some more to you.
Okay.
I'm just trying to add on, like you need to add something like Magnificent Mimi or Max Me. I don't know. You need to add some volume to that word, Mimi.
I'll think about it.
Please do. Audience, again, if you have questions, please put it in the comment section for my lovely sister. And sis, where can we get your book? Let me put up the book again so they could see the book. As a matter of fact, before I do that, audience, Christmas in June.
Yep, there we go. That's the Christmas book.
Christmas in June, right there. Okay. If y'all don't know, you know tonight that Christmas is in June. And then the other book is right here. All the Mimis, all the Gaga, all the Granny, all Big Mama,
Big
all
Mama.
of that. Yep, all of that. So if you see, it's a really multicultural thing happening right here. The message right here. What is your message to your readers?
My message to my readers are you really need to accept people for who they are. I think that on a fundamental level, if we just learn to love people for people and not from what we put on them, our expectations, this world would be such an easier place to live. And we wouldn't have all the craziness that we have going on. The foundation for most stuff is to love. So if you think about it, grandmothers share love with their grandkids. And if you nurture that, they become really great people. Kids can love each other no matter what color they are. If you have self-love, you make better choices in life if you love who you are. So the foundation of it all is love. And if we love each other, it doesn't matter what your race or your culture is, because the human part of us is just going to love the next person, whoever is standing beside us.
I don't totally with up juicy contents here. And the first one is self-love.
Yes, it is.
Self-love. Self-love is it. If you are not loving yourself, so let's flip it around. If you are not loving yourself, self-love, if you're not loving yourself, then please don't look for love elsewhere.
Exactly.
I said it, and that's that. Because what you are seeking, it is not going to be that important, and it's not going to be that valid, and it's not going to be that solid love, because what they're coming with, what are they going to be adding to? You not loving yourself?
Right.
No, you must love yourself, and then you seek love from others, because others can't add up to what you need to do for yourself. So where can we find your book?
So all 3 books are available on Amazon. If you put my name in, all 3 of them will pop up right away. And the Different Than Me is not on my landing page yet, but the other 2 on my landing page, which is www.iselynhamiltonaustin.com.
And people, you see her name is right here. It's big and bold right here. It's nice right there. If you type that in,
it'll come up. They're also they're available in ebooks as well.
So what's next for you?
So what's next for me is the Mimi and Me series has 2 other books in it. I have completed one. I haven't published it yet. And then the other one, I'm halfway done with it. So coming up next year, I will be doing potty training with Mimi, minding my manners with Mimi, and counting my coins with Mimi.
Ooh, juice is getting juicy. All right. Well, that's that. So people, if you have, listen to me, mothers and grandmothers, because I'm going by my original title, grandmothers and mothers and stepmothers and whatever title you have as parents, this is an excellent book for your children. Excellent book. Christmas is like in the next 6 months. I mean, we're in July already.
Absolutely.
I can't believe we close out June. Get the book early if you are planning to buy Christmas gifts. Get the book early. Get either one. There are 3 books out there. Pick one and let's support this.
Or buy them all. You can.
Look, a package deal is very good.
This is right. I also give out copies of my books to my patients when they come in for their WellCare physicals too. They get a signed copy of the book.
You know what? You try to let me celebrate you some more, but I'm going to celebrate you some more. Okay. Yes, I am. Cheers. Hey. All right. So I want to thank you so much for coming in. So before you go, I always have an off question for my guest. It got nothing to do with Mimi and grandma and GlamMa and all that stuff. Nothing to do with what you're doing. It's just a way off question.
Okay.
Wait. So your question would be something like, what movie would you watch over and over again?
Still Magnolias.
Oh,
It's my most favorite movie because the movie will make you laugh and cry, and it just takes be angry, all kinds of emotions. I can watch that movie every day.
mm,
I love that movie.
wow. Audience, you hear it right here on the Question Live Show. Ah, if you don't know the movie, you might go check the movie out too as we celebrate the closing of June right here on the Question Live Show. Sis, my goodness, I want to celebrate you so much that I don't even know how to celebrate you, but I know how to celebrate you. I have my little cheerleading, my little clap. I have my little cheerleading thing. I have to do my own cheerleading right here. Yeah, so I got 3 hands. I celebrate you. I celebrate you not only by my words, I celebrate you deeply of what you are contributing to society.
Thank you.
I celebrate you for 42 years of pouring into what we are expecting. It's like planting a seed and waiting for the harvest. And you have seen harvest over. And you are still watching the tree grow, because when we plant a seed, we wait for the tree. And when we wait for the tree, we wait for the fruits to come on there. And you watch that. So I deeply celebrate you, like deep down inside of me, not from my lips, because my lips could say anything. But as I search my inside, somewhere in my heart, I just want to send out to you blessings. I just want to send out to you peace and protection and love and abundance in every path that you take, every move that you make, every child that come into your reach, every child that you care for and know that they're now caring for their children, the seed, the fruits. I send out such an abundance on you. I send out in your space, whether it's in your mind or in your walking. I send out abundance of peace and strength and courage to you as you continue to do the work. When we wake up with purpose. When we wake up to fulfill a purpose, and we should strive to fulfill this purpose. We must strive in every way, shape, or form to fulfill our purpose every day. So I want to send out to you so much strength and courage as you continue this work, that when your work continue unto the next generation, your name will be called for the good of human race.
Thank you.
Job is just a job. You can leave the job, but your work will continue.
Yeah.
Even when you're far gone. So I want to send that from inside here and let you know that you are a queen. You walk in a queendom. You serve as a queen. And don't you ever let yourself convince you that if your crown shift, that you by yourself. If your crown shift, know that you have a queendom of other queens to hold you up.
Thank you.
So from my heart to yours, I say thank you for showing up here tonight, not only for yourself, but for us here on this space. As we hold space together, I want to let you know that to my left, there is a chair, and I call it the guest chair. It is a chair where your name is now stamped into it. And I said, whenever you're ready to come back, to share with us your achievement, to share with us your books, whatever it is that you are going to share with the world, come back here and share with us so we can continue to celebrate with you.
Will do. Thank you so much for the invitation. I enjoyed it.
Yes. So any last word for the guests, your patients, your community? Any last word? Let us have it.
Just keep doing what we're doing to strive for the best and for love. Love, love, love. That's all I want people to do. And thank you.
And I can't say anymore. Love is it. Without love, there's nothing. Thank you so much for being here.
Yes, ma'am.
All righty.
Enjoy.
Thank you.
All right. Take care.
Oh, my goodness. Listen, honey, I can't celebrate you no more. That's it. Thank you so much, audience, and that was our lovely sister. Oh my gosh, listen, audience. If you're not drinking something, please look. Mine is right here. Drink something as we wait for our closing guest. Life comes and life goes, but always remember this: the mark that you make on this life will determine something in somebody else's life. No matter what you do, every moment that you wake up, you did not wake up based on the plans that you made. You did not wake up based on where you're going on the job. You didn't wake up based on that you want to show up here today. You didn't wake up because you are a mother, or you are a nana, or you are a yaya, Mimi, grandmother, father, sister, brother. You did not wake up because of those titles. God woke you up. And because he woke you up to have a purpose, a fulfilled purpose life, purpose-driven life, for you to accomplish something. He didn't just wake you up because he's like, hey, let me just wake you up. No. He wake you up to have a moment to co-create with him, to have a vision, a mission, to serve others, to share with others. And this is why I said here every single Thursday. And I asked you, if you have a story, if you have a book, if you have work in progress, come on in here and let us share with you. Let us define what success means. Let us build wealth together. Let us build love together. Let us build peace together. Let us just build a family together. Because together, we are stronger. You in a corner by yourself? No, you are weak. We don't want the adversary to take you out by yourself. So with that said, we have people who have served this country. We have people who have served their community. You just heard it from my sister. She's serving in the hospital field for 42 years. But we have others who have served the country. And we are about to celebrate here in the US, 4th of July. So while we are in that mode where we are celebrating, my next guest is coming up. He has served the country. He has served us and served us well. So without further ado, I want to welcome my brother, Shannon Cooper. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Question Live Show.
All right. Thank you so much.
Yes. So I'd like to ask my guest one quick question before we go into anything. How are you doing truthfully?
I'm doing great. I'm just excited to be here, and I appreciate the invitation to help promote my book and get the word out. I think what you do here is really awesome, and I really do appreciate it.
Yes, my pleasure to have you. My pleasure to have you. Like, oh, I told your audience that we are closing out June because we closing out June and we in the hindsight of July. And we are rolling in 4th of July. We're celebrating stuff. And I want to celebrate it. Before I celebrate you, my dear brother, I want you to tell the audience where you're tuning in from. And just give us a little bit about who Shannon is. So let us know who you are and where you're tuning in from.
Hello. My name is Shannon Cooper. I'm a self-published author of military books. Last December I went through some training at my American Legion post and was inspired to write this book about Pearl Harbor survivors and their family stories to get the word out, because a lot of the survivors are not around anymore. So I think it's important to pass on this knowledge and share this information with the world before it's too late, before everybody's gone. It was a labor of love. I really enjoyed writing this book and doing a lot of research. I learned quite a bit just by doing the research. And I also am making it my mission to travel to middle schools and teach kids and do a PowerPoint presentation and share this knowledge, pass it on to future generations, so it's not forgotten. And I really do appreciate the chance to get on here and speak and introduce myself. And I'm a Navy veteran of 16 years active duty, and I served on a World War II battleship, USS Missouri, BB-63, made a round-the-world cruise. And like I said, I just want to share this knowledge with the world. I want to promote my book worldwide and have everybody read it and enjoy it and maybe get something out of it. So, I mean, that's the main reason why I wanted to come on here and speak to you to promote my book. And I really hope that you'll read it and you get a chance to enjoy it and maybe give me some feedback and let me know what you think. So thank you very much for having me on your show. I appreciate it.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Like, listen, audience, we're going into history tonight. Okay. We are going to do some history. I think it was the great Marcus Garvey that said, you can't go into your future if you don't know your history. You got to know your history. You got to know where you're coming from to know where you're going. You got to know your history to know where you are right now, because right now is defining where you are going. But for you to define now, for you to define the future, you have to know where you're coming from. You have to have some form of history to have some recollection, something to say, okay, they did that. My first guest, we were talking about grandmothers. And because we're talking about grandmothers, what is it that you learned from her that you're going to apply now, that you're going to apply to your grandchildren, that you're going to apply to the next generation? And it is important that we learn these things. It is important that we take heed of what was taught, so we can know how to track it now to apply it.
Yeah, I totally agree. I really do.
And your book, oh my goodness, your book, Pearl Harbor, and that Pearl Harbor. I mean, audience, how many of you heard about this story, Pearl Harbor? Because this is a story from 1941. If I'm not mistaken, Shannon, 1941.
Yes.
1941. So, I mean, audience, I know the age group, it might not be kicking in right now, but I know you heard the story because I know history were taught. History was taught, and here we have someone. The book is called "Remember How We Serve and Survive." Exact date, December 7th, 1941. How do you have an exact date to this? Why did you make a specific on that date?
What was the question?
Why did you make a specification on that date, the exact date, December 7, 1941?
That's where the Japanese did a sneak attack and attacked the U.S. Naval Force there in Pearl Harbor, Hawaii. And the anniversary is coming up in December. It would be 81 year anniversary of the attack. It was a total snake attack. The American military had no idea it was coming, and they pretty much caught us at our worst, and it was pretty devastating. All the events that took place in my book, I've got like a timeline that literally breaks it down minute by minute on every ship and every action that was taking place on. So it's historically accurate. I mean, I did a lot of extensive research. I conducted interviews with survivors and their families, and was actually really good friends with a gentleman that's from. I live here in Oklahoma. See, he's from Morris, Oklahoma. His name is Lonnie Cook, and he just passed away like 2 years ago. But he was on the USS Arizona and survived that. So I actually had my granddaughter interview him for a school project, and with a cassette tape and everything. So I pretty much transcribed word in his words, his story. Also, my grandpa, which I called him Paw, talking about grandmas and grandmas, and my grandma I grew up in the South, so my grandma was called Mama.
There you go.
But anyway, my Paw's survivor story is in there. He served on the USS Pennsylvania, and it's like it's a beautiful story. I had to do a lot of research and go through some of my grandma's letters and diary, and then of course I went on ancestry.com and researched everything, because nobody in the family really knew that much about him, because he died when I was just a baby. He died in 1963. So, but he really was a good man, and his story is pretty incredible. And so far, everybody that my book actually isn't due to be released till November 1st, but I've sent out several advanced author copies, and I've gotten a really good response back from some of the people, and I also network on Facebook on different Pearl Harbor groups and different writer groups. But I thought it was important I wanted to cut out the middleman and not go through a publisher and I end up having to pay a lot of money. So I decided, well, I'm going to self-publish my own book and self-promote. The writing part it was easy. The promoting the book and the distribution, all that stuff, that's the hard part. But like I said, I have been when I was in the Navy, I've been to Pearl Harbor 7 times, and I've never flown there. I've always gone by ship. So it's pretty incredible, pretty remarkable. It's just you get like a really different feeling when you go. It's kind of like sacred, solemn, and you just can kind of pick up the energy that something devastating happened there. And so, but I mean, and of course, when Navy ships pull into Pearl Harbor, they have to man the rails in their dress uniform. And they have to render honors to the USS Arizona Memorial. And that kind of, I'm a very patriotic person, and I remember the first time I did that, I got really choked up and got really emotional, because it was just, just thinking about all the people that died there in Pearl Harbor. It's just like really sad. It's a tragedy. It's really sad, but I really felt the need to really get this out and share the story with other people, and I made my book with more of a personal touch, with the personal stories, instead of just being boring and about facts and factual stuff. But I actually reached out and got their personal stories and their personal touches, and spoke to quite a few family members, and got a lot of people involved in it. So I mean, it was an education for me too as well, because if you think about what they teach in school these days, they really don't. They kind of sugarcoat it. They really don't teach a lot. So when I did the research for this book, there was stuff on there that I had no idea what took place. I was like, wow, I can't believe that, and it was pretty incredible. But like I said, I made it my mission to share this knowledge. I'm going to pass it on to school kids, and hopefully, that we won't forget, because a lot of survivors are almost all gone now, and that's why this is passionate for me to be able to do this book and stuff. It was, like I said, it was a labor of love, something I really enjoyed doing, and I know that God worked through me to help me with this book, because it came so easy to me, and it's like the knowledge and everything just like flowed right through me. So I mean, I know that I was inspired to write this book, and I know that God had His hand in every aspect of it. So I give Him all the credit. So
that was your intent to write a military book? That was your intent to write a book about Pearl Harbor?
Pearl Harbor, yes. As a matter of fact, I'm actually working on a volume 2, because I have so many stories. I couldn't fit them all in one book, so I'm going to have a volume 2 with nothing but stories in there, and some good photographs and things like that. So I really hope that this will get passed on and people will really enjoy it and maybe learn something from it and gain some kind of knowledge and understanding and empathy, and because I mean, unless you have gone through a tragedy, it's kind of hard to relate.
Yeah.
I've got quite a few military veteran brothers and sisters too out there that I network with and keep in contact with, and it's like a brotherhood and sisterhood of in the military. It really is.
Wow. Man, I celebrate you. I celebrate you in that level that you have served. I celebrate you in that level. You serve, you survive, you're here. That's such a blessing. And let me just go into, you served 16 years as a Navy in the Navy. Was there a point where you were serving that I call where death is knocking, like death, like literally like knocking, like this is it? Have you ever had those moments where like today I'm done, I'm dead? Like, what was those moments like for you?
Yeah, it's pretty incredible because the military trains their people very well, and you're on call 24/7. So it's just and when you join the military, you pretty much give your life over to your country. I mean, they tell you when to wake up, when to eat, when to do everything. And yeah, there's a few times where you get discouraged and you're thinking, man, what did I sign up for? Why am I doing this? But it's I had a lot of family members that were in the military, and most of them were like in the Navy. So a lot of them would say, hey, when you get old enough, you need to join the Navy. You need to serve in the Navy. So I was already like predetermined to do this, and it was like when I actually went to like boot camp and stuff, I had like a great time. I didn't have a hard time or struggle at all. I mean, it was like being a summer camp to me. I enjoyed it, and it was just it was remarkable because I set a goal when I was a kid, and I told myself that I was definitely going to go in the military and I was going to serve, and but I absolutely loved it. That was the best time of my life. And like you said, like you were talking about, I mean, there's times where you struggle and you're like, man, what am I doing?
Why am I here? Like, I don't.
Yeah, exactly. And I stayed in long enough and served over in Desert Storm as well too.
Wow.
So I served on 3 different ships when I was in the military, and then.
And what inspired you to want to be in the Navy? Like, what inspired you for that? What was your inspiration as a little boy? That there goes little Shannon going to school. Okay, Shannon, you're just there going to school. What inspired you? What was that day where you're like, I'm going in the Navy?
Well, I think like when I was just a baby, my grandpa, my pawpaw, I was like his little shadow, and he served in the Navy too. So when I got a little bit older and I started looking into his history and stuff, I saw his picture, of his sailor picture of him, and it was actually a picture of him in Pearl Harbor, with a sailor hat on, and I just thought, wow, I've got to be a part of that. I've got to, I want to carry on the tradition. I want to carry on the, and then I had 2 other uncles that were in the Navy as well. And they said nothing but great things about it, and so I was just inspired like from a child of growing up. And as a matter of fact, my mom actually bought me a little sailor suit when I was just like 5 years old, and took pictures of me and everything. And I don't know. I guess I was born a sailor, So
She's like, listen, you see. That is
one
where
thing,
that goes in. That you got to point to your children early, because you got to identify their potential and point to them early, because she saw that potential in you. Like, yeah, he's going in the Navy, so I'm going to get him a little sailor suit.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! See that. Parents, please identify in your children or grandchildren, great grandchildren, whatever position you hold, godchildren, please identify these things, because if you don't pour into them now, who is going to pour into them? And at what point do you need to pour into them? When they become adults? No, you won't when they become adults. Like I mentioned earlier with Iselyn, when they become adults, they're ready the tree that got the seed, the fruit. Now you're waiting for this fruit, the tree to bear the fruit. So you want the fruit to come back. Like somebody did pour into me for me to grow to have my own fruit. So pour into your children. Now, like I asked you, that moment of death, because death just always everywhere. Death just everywhere. That is just extra. What was your prayer? Give me like one moment where it was just your prayer of surviving that moment, like that moment.
That moment of what now?
Give me that prayer. Give me that prayer that you had to send out to God. Like, this is my moment. Like, there's no hope. Like, we come to a point in our life where we just give up on hope. We don't have hope. We don't want to be here. We just don't have hope. Give me that prayer that you pray when you thought there was no hope.
Oh, when I was in the military or writing a book?
You know, when you were serving.
Oh, just I would just pray like, Lord, please, keep an eye over all of us, a prayer of protection, and guide me the way I need to serve and the way I need to serve you. So that, and they really do involve a lot in the military too. They have chaplains and we pray a lot, believe it or not, and for basically for peace and for protection, and that's part of my mission too. Is I strive for like world peace, because even on the back of my book it talks about nobody wins in war, and as a world we need to strive for peace. Yeah. So that's it's pretty crazy that the way the world gets sometimes, and people fight over the craziest things, and I think if we just come together as brothers and sisters and love each other and put God first, then I think everything will fall in place, and we could achieve world peace. I really do. So that's why I would pretty much pray for protection and peace of mind, and
yes, very important, very 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 important, very important, and that is a thing where even at this time we need to still have those kind of prayer. And that's one of the reasons I asked you that, because right now people are out there, they don't see hope, right? And these are the prayer is nothing but you holding a conversation. Prayer is acknowledging that there is a God, there's a higher being, there's somebody higher than you, there's a creator, and all you got to do is go back and say, protect me, give me peace of mind. Because when you don't have these things, you are going to lose hope. You're going to lose hope. You are going to fall into fear. Oh, today I'm just done. You're just done. So we're encouraging you out there. If you're out there and you lost hope, just acknowledge that there is a God. Acknowledge that God is standing with you. That's it. Acknowledge that. Ask him to just guide you, to protect you, to lead you where you need to go. Ask him just to be in front of you. Ask him to overshadow you. Ask him to listen, my mind is jumbled. My mind is going. Ask him to give you that strength. Ask him to give you that, because he will. And because he woke you up this morning, he's sitting there saying, I can do what you asked me to do. So what else are you out there doing besides being a new author? Because I want to celebrate you for that. Congratulations on that. What else you out there?
I keep busy. I consider myself semi-retired. I've got like 12. I got like 12 grandchildren. I think once you do retire, it's very important for you to keep active. Because if you just sit around and become a couch potato, a lot of people don't last very long, and they just end up dying at a young age, or too early. So I try to keep myself involved and active. I'm a member of the American Legion, my American Legion post. I'm a member of the VFW. I'm also a member of the Military Writers Society of America. So like I said, I just try to keep myself busy. Since I've started writing, I'm really inspired to just continue to do that. Just continue to write. As a matter of fact, I'm going to be working when I get done with the Pearl Harbor series. I'm going to be working on a book about former crew members of the ship that I served on, the USS Missouri. It's going to be called "Together We Served: Former Crew Members of the USS Missouri from 1944 to 1992." So I'm going to include their personal stories and photographs and history about the ship. That way, people that don't know that much about battleships and stuff, they can learn.
Yeah, that's all. Like I'm gonna. That so like I'm gonna enjoy that.
And then I'm all just to let you know too. I originally did this book Pearl Harbor for a fundraiser for the American Legion too. So my proceeds are going to go towards the American Legion. And then when I do my second book, when I do the Missouri book, all my proceeds are going to go towards the USS Missouri Battleship Memorial Fund. That because the ship that I was on now is a museum now. It's in Pearl Harbor.
Oh, really?
It's actually located right behind the Arizona Memorial. But they need money for upkeep of the ship and maintenance and things like that. So that's why I want to donate. I'm going to donate some books to them to sell in their store, and maybe help generate some money for them too. Now my goal is, I'm not going to be able to do it this December, but I've set a goal for myself, and I'm gonna achieve it. Is by next December, I want to go on board my ship there in Hawaii and do a book signing on board my ship.
Where's the ship?
I'm sorry.
Where's the ship located?
It's in Pearl Harbor, Hawaii.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So I want to go back and have a reunion on the ship, and then do like a book signing on board my ship.
When is that? Because let me write that.
That'd be, but I want to be there before December 7th, because that's going to be Pearl Harbor Day. So it'll be 2023. So that's definitely. And then my wife and I really didn't have a honeymoon, so I'm going to take her along too, so we can have a combination of honeymoon and book signing. So business and pleasure.
Oh, it's going to be so good.
So that's my goal.
I might just join you.
So I'm putting that out there in the universe now.
Look, I might just join you on that.
All right, that sounds good. Now Hawaii is absolutely beautiful.
I think I should be on that.
That sounds great.
I think I should be on that party. Yeah, I need to be on there and do a live show.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. So, audience, I told you this, that it's December in June. So what my brother failed to tell you right here, that it is December, it is Christmas in June. Talk to us. Talk to us on this photo here of what is happening right here, because ho ho ho, it is Santa Claus. Please put in your good list right now, everybody. And everybody is supposed to have some books in there. Talk to us about what happened here. Or what was happening there.
Well, actually, I started out playing Santa Claus when I was in the military on base, because a lot of the guys were on deployment, and their wives and children would be there without their daddies for Christmas. So I would step in and play Santa Claus, and for different children's parties and the USO club and things of that nature too. But I do that now. A lot of my Santa jobs I do are like volunteer, like at the Head Start program for the children and stuff like that. Different churches, I'll go there for their Christmas parties. Locally, the fire department and the police department hire me to come and be Santa at their Christmas parties too. So that's kind of like a labor of love of mine too. And I actually have a goal for that too. Is my ultimate goal is to get the opportunity to play Santa Claus for St. Jude's Children's Hospital and go there and give out some little presents and gifts to the sick children and stuff like that.
Yes.
That's on my bucket list to do. I really want to accomplish that, and I think that would give me a great feeling of joy and accomplishment to be able to do that and be able to give it back to those kids. You know, I mean, because my heart always goes out to the children. You know.
Are you planning to do that this year?
I'm sorry.
Are you planning to do St. Jude's this year? Is that your intent for December of 2022?
Yes.
All right, go for it. Go.
That'd be great.
Get it done. Get in touch with St. Jude's.
Yeah.
That's it. Get in touch with St. Jude's. And if you're out there and you're listening and you know someone who needs a Santa Claus in Oklahoma, right here.
Yeah.
But go out there and if you are listening, if you are watching live, if you are going to be watching this on repeat, again, this is Shannon, and he would like to get in touch with St. Jude so he can play Santa Claus, so he can bring a smile on the faces of these children Christmas. Not next year Christmas, this coming Christmas, which is in the next 4 months, 6 months. 6 months. Ooh, time is going. In the next 6 months, because June is just closing right now. In the next 6 months, he would like to be the Santa Claus for St. Jude's. Now, if you're out there and you're watching this, and anyone who is affiliated with St. Jude, please, his name is listed right there, right there. Yeah, he's over there, right there. Get in touch with him. Let us know what's your social media, Shannon, so just in case I need to get in touch with you.
That would be great.
How can they get in touch with you?
Yeah, that would absolutely be great. It really would. That would be a dream come true for me. It really would be nice.
Dreams do turn into reality, yes. So let us know what's your information, just in case they need to get in touch with you. You can put it down. You can let us know what's your social media, just in case. We believe, my thing is, anything that you see impossible can be possible.
That's right. Amen.
So let us know that all things are possible if you only believe. Children, you out there, you believe there's a Santa Claus. Every single Christmas, you get your Santa list ready, and boom, you got your stuff. So here we have Santa Claus. And Santa Claus would like to be at St. Jude's. So we are going to believe with him, because he is believing, and we are going to believe with him that he himself going to be at St. Jude's. That is how we're going to do. So children, it's not only you that have a list. Santa himself got a list. Just to let you know, Santa Claus got a list too. Just to let you know. And I don't know if we went in there. We talked about grandchildren earlier. What does your grandchildren, let's do your grandchildren call you?
What was the question? I'm sorry.
What's your grandchildren call you? Because we're talking about the grandma, and they call Yaya, Mimi, Papa, Mama. What's your grandchildren call you?
Oh, you talking about my grandma?
No, your grandchildren. You got 12 grandchildren.
Oh yeah, I do. Yeah, I do.
What they call you? What's your title for them?
Well, I mean, part of the reason I'm also writing the book too is to pass on a legacy, my legacy to them, that I'm doing something important and something that they could be a part of and they can learn. And I try to be inspirational and try to teach them all I can. I'm a retired chef, so I teach them all how to cook. I give them cooking lessons and things of that nature and stuff. So I mean, I love being hands-on and doing crafts and stuff with them, and then just teaching them anything I can. Just spend some time with them and help them gain.
And they call you Papa?
Just grandpa.
Grandpa. There we go. There you go. Because you grand. You're a retired chef, retired Navy vet. You grand. So we going with grand. You grand.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yay. You're grand. That's that. I like the word grand. It sounds expensive. It sounds expensive, but I like it. It sounds like I got to spend a lot of money, but I like it still.
Yeah.
Brands. So like I got to spend a lot of money. So tell us, where can we get your book?
Okay, well, it's available on Amazon, Barnes and Noble, Apple Books, Kobo, most of the retail outlets. It's available for pre-order now, but it's going to be released on November 1st, 2022. This year. I also I ordered 100 copies of advanced author copies of the book. They can get it through me. They can either find me on Facebook under Shannon Ray Cooper or Facebook Messenger, and send me like a private message, and I will gladly give them send them a signed, autographed copy of my book directly from the author. So I mean, it's available now, and I really think it would make a great Christmas gift too, and coming up, So I mean, keep that in mind, because a lot of people actually buy Christmas gifts way ahead of, like I do. Like if we have so many grandkids, we spend throughout the whole entire year. That way, by the time Christmas comes around, we have like a cabinet full of gifts, and now we just have to go. We have to go by and wrap them up. So I mean, that's the best way to budget everything. You know what I mean? So
it makes sense.
But I mean, if anybody has a grandpa, great grandpa, or dad, or uncle, or anybody that served in the military or served at Pearl Harbor, I really think that would be a good addition to whatever library they already own or something like that. Or I think they would really enjoy reading the book.
I think it's excellent.
I've already sold several copies to veterans.
Yes,
and they really did appreciate it. They so. But
I think it's an excellent gift. I really think it's an excellent book. Just to know, history is not only about what they say, but what they live and survive.
Yes, exactly.
You live and survive to tell the story. That is solid history right there.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's solid.
And I did it to both honor and show respect for the survivors and their families, because I mean, a lot of people in the military forget about the families.
Yes.
But the families are a very crucial part of any military person. To be supportive. They're there for them. They go through some trials and tribulations too as well. I mean, a lot of people just forget about them, but that's why I felt it was important to include not only the military survivors, but also their families too. So I got a perspective from them too. Also, there's a part of my book too that has the unforgotten survivors, which is some of the children that were actually there at Pearl Harbor. Maybe they were like children of some of the military people, and what they witnessed and what they went through, and I'm sure it had been traumatic and had been quite an experience. But I've got some firsthand stories from the children survivors as well. So that's another chapter of my book.
Wow. Audience, this is it. Okay. Christmas is in now. Christmas shopping starts right now, because I don't show you two Christmas books right here. Two books. One was a Christmas book, and here we got Santa Claus himself. Just to let you know. Here we got Santa Claus that is heading on to St. Jude's in December. However, we are saying to you that he got a list too, okay? He got a list as well as you got a list. So we are saying that you support this Santa while this Santa supports St. Jude's children. The support is all the way. That's how we do. It's about supporting each other. You support him, he supports St. Jude's. Everybody got a smile on their face, and we good to go. Blessings go all around and around. We just go around and around in blessings. So yes, that is how we do.
Yeah, pay it forward. That's the best policy. Pay it forward, and then it comes back to you tenfold. God, I mean, God blesses you every time you bless somebody else's life. You get blessed that much more.
Absolutely, yes, I totally agree. And I want to, before we go, I want to stress on two words that we talk about here. You mentioned honor and respect. Audience, these are two words, whether you're a mother, father, sister, brother, black, white, purple, blue, pink, it doesn't matter what title you hold. The words are honor and respect. Honor each other, respect each other. And what that equals to? It equals to love. It equals to love. If you don't honor me and if you don't respect me, despite of culture, despite of religion, despite of serving, it doesn't matter. The fact is, you must respect me and I must respect you. Because at the end of the day, without respect, we are not going to have peace. Without respect, we are not going to have forgiveness. Without respect, we are not going to have love. Without respect, we are not going to have success. I don't care how you define success. You must respect each other. There's no way, shape, or form. You got your child, you got to teach your child to respect you. You got a child, you got to teach your child to respect the other child. You have your child, you got to teach your child very early what respect is. Because respect, they will grow up and be disrespectful if you don't teach them at an early age. Teach your children, pour into your children early. Pour into those who are around you early. Pour into the community, because you can't have the community disrespecting somebody, then you try to pour into them. You got to pour into them early. Because you see, let's see, we plant the seed of respect early. The seed is on the cultivated ground, and that very seed will grow up into a tree. On that tree, you will have the stem, the leaf, the fruits. Do you expect good fruit on a bad tree? No. No, no, no. So let's talk about respecting yourself first. Let's talk about you respecting yourself so you can respect the space around you. You can respect your parents. You can respect your community. You can respect your leaders. You can respect school teachers, your world leaders. Wherever you go, respect will go with you. It will take you far away. It doesn't matter your title. It doesn't matter the degrees you have. Doesn't matter how many times you serve the country. The fact of the matter is respect. Live it, learn it, love it. Respect is what it is. Respect will give you additional juice to forgive in people. And forgiveness is the key that will open the door to everything else. And who don't want an open door? We all want an open door. So let us learn this. Shannon, it's such a pleasure to have you. Do you have a last word for our viewers?
Well, I really do appreciate the opportunity and the privilege of being on your show. I do appreciate it. And like you said before, all the world needs is love. All we need to do is love and appreciate and support each other. And this will be a much better world that we live in. There's too much hatred and too much animosity out there. I mean, people need to get together and just learn how to let things go, learn how to forgive people, and just embrace each other, love each other. You know, we've all had some kind of thing happen in our life, and we just need to back each other up and get through it together and just love one another. So if you can, buy my book to help support my fundraiser, my cause. And if anybody knows any kind of contact of St. Jude's that I could accomplish my mission of getting to give back to those kids and stuff, that would be wonderful. So like I said, just love one another, and God bless everybody. That's all. That's really all I have to say. But thank you so much for your time. Thank you.
Yeah, we close June on that note. Audience, as we close June on that note, take a moment. Everyone, take a moment and search yourself of where you need to forgive somebody. Take that moment to search yourself of seeing where you are not adding peace to somebody, peace even to yourself. Search yourself for that moment and see how much you are not loving the next person. You see, we all been through traumatic stuff. We all been through traumatic events. But at the end of the day, we have to outgrow these events. And the way we can outgrow event is by forgiveness. Forgiveness. Let us learn to forgive so we can have peace upon the land. Let us learn to forgive so we can have healing on the land. The land will remain crying if we continue to walk around in hurt, if we continue to walk around in unforgiveness. Ask for forgiveness and free yourself. Free your mental state of mind so you can serve others. Free your mental state of mind so you can love others. Free your mental state of mind so you can respect others, so you can honor each other. It is not about where you're from. It is not about where you came from. It's not about your culture. It's not about your religion. It's not about that. It is about us as human beings, that we need to respect each other as human beings. The color of your skin does not define anything, because at the end of the day, we all got one color that we share, and that is red, and that is the color of your blood. No matter what creature we kill or cut on this land, we carry the same color blood. We carry the color red. And you might look at red as danger, but it's not. It is the color of knowledge. It is the color of love. And we must know what it is. So we should not look and discriminate based on where you're from, your skin color, your hair texture, or not anything of such sort. But just remember, try for a moment to be compassionate and look from the inside of who you really are. My brother, I can't thank you enough for being here, gracing us with your presence. But of course, I like to end my show with one off question that got nothing to do with what you're doing, nothing to do with your intention, nothing to do with your goals, because I already believe that St. Jude's is calling you. So I'm not going into that. I'm just going to have one off question for you. Now, your off question would be, who was your craziest, most interesting teacher?
My craziest what?
Your craziest or your most interesting teacher?
Oh, did you say teacher?
Yes.
Oh, probably my history teacher when I was in the when I was in the fifth grade. He was actually first cousins to Gordon Lightfoot, um, and his name was Harold, and he really inspired me and got me interested in history. I really was inspired by him and was intrigued by it. And what I used to back in those days, we used to go to the library to be able to get our knowledge and to do like essay paperwork and different stories and stuff like that. We did all the research at the library, so I spent quite a bit of time at the library as a kid. And but yeah, he truly inspired me because he made history more interesting. He made it more vivid and entertaining, and stuff. Just because history can be a little boring, it can be a little dry, but if you put some excitement into it. He used to come to school and he'd wear like a costume, like during the Revolutionary War, he'd dress up like a Revolutionary soldier, or Civil War, he'd dress up like a Civil War soldier. He just like would put props and costumes and stuff in there to try to get our attention. As a matter of fact, one time he even showed up dressed like Abe Lincoln with a big old hat and everything. But he did everything he could to try to make it more interesting for us. So that's who really inspired me to really want to learn and focus on history. So
Yeah.
but
Wow. Well, it pays off. It pays off. No, you're writing history stuff. So I want to thank you so much Audience, we are not running out of information because we can go on. We are just holding on to our time frame. So we just want to pause here as we end this episode and we closing out June. My dear brother Shannon, I just want to tell you thank you so much from the depths of my heart to grace us right here on this Question Live show, where we welcome everyone. We welcome you. We celebrate you. I just want to celebrate you deeply from in my heart of what you're doing, your intention, your goals. I want to let you know that there's a chair next to me, and that chair is the guest chair. It is saying that whatever you have out there, you are welcome to come back and share it with us because your name is now written on the guest chair. It's an
All right.
open door to say, come on in, let us support you. Whatever is it that you need some support in. If I can't do it personally, I'll find somewhere to get someone to help you support because we all on this journey called success and we must define success for ourselves. However, no matter which way you go and define success, it cannot be achieved by yourself. It needs more than one person to succeed. Because if you turn the word success around and the first two letters, it says SU. But if you turn it backwards, it's US. Simply mean it is us together that's working together to create the definition of success. So, my brother, I send you off in peace and prosperity and much, much success as you carry on this mission, as you carry on this journey. God is in front of you. God is protecting you. Your prayer that you prayed then is still in effect right now. Continue to pray the same prayer and go out in strength, go out in courage, go out in bravery and accomplish that which you set out to do because it's already done. Just walk into it as it is waiting for you. Let your step be ordered by the Lord as you go out. Just remember, when you define success, just come back and get somebody else to come on the journey with you. So
All
again,
right.
thank you so much for being here with
Thank,
us.
thank you. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. I really do. Thank you so much.
Yes. So audience, here we go. As I say, this is where we close out June. This is where we close out this episode of the Question Live Show with your host, Verona Willis-Brown, saying, don't forget that if you have a story, if you have a book, if you have work in progress, come on in here so we can work together, to create together, to build together, to succeed together, because together we are definitely stronger. So come on in, let us work together, let us build together. As I send you off and close of this episode, don't forget that July is a new month. And because it's a new month, gear your mind into achieving something new. Elevate yourself into a place where you are not going in July the same way you are leaving June. Send you peace, love, and prosperity, courage, and honor and respect. As you go out, I pray you make it to July because July is waiting for you. This is your host saying, see you here next week, same time. As I say, thank you to Maria. Thank you for Cheryl again for showing up here. And those who are on YouTube land that I don't see, thank you so much. Because of you showing up, I showed up. So we showed up together. Again, thank you so much for being here. See you next week. Same time, same place. Yes, have a good morning, good night, good day. Just have yourself a good life.